Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to the Node Working Group session for today. We'll start off with a preamble and we'll get into some updates. And if anyone has any questions, we can get into them as well. Here's the preamble. The Node Working Group sessions are a time when Foundation and O1 Labs, our ecosystem partner, and Node Working Group members come together and discuss and collaborate with each other. Topics discussed generally include latest releases, node operations, and other technical matters related to the protocol, although this is the discretion of the Node Working Group. My name is John Robinson, and I'm the community manager here at the Mina Foundation. And I'm here to support and facilitate these sessions. So please let me know if there's anything I can do to help. If anyone has any questions, please raise your hand. It's a pretty small meeting today, so you can just start discussing whatever you like. The meetings will be recorded and posted on YouTube in an effort to increase our transparency and accessibility into what we're doing here. Well, thanks a lot, everyone, for coming today. What we'll do, let's see, I'll introduce Andrew, and you could start off with updates if that's all right. Andrew's our ecosystem partner from O1 Labs, and go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, John. In terms of updates on what O1 Labs has been working on, I think many of you are aware that we've released the 1.3.0 stable. There's been various hiccups for people upgrading and some changes in how the docs work and what have you, but I think those are the main source of issues that have been reported, and we're investigating anything more complicated than that, some crash reports and other features not working exactly correctly. But yeah, I would love to hear how people have been getting on with the new release, and if you've been having any issues worth reporting. Yeah, Lamps, we are looking into this issue with the nodes not, or I guess being wrong about whether or not you win a slot.
Yeah, Lamps, are you able to do voice today? It might be good if you could explain a bit about the issue so people watching the recording will get an idea of what it was. Sorry, I can't. Okay. So basically, what happened was you had multiple nodes, and some of them were showing different, what was it? Different block heights, was it?
Andrew, different slots that he would win.
Oh, from the viewer.
So one node said that he was going to win a slot within 30 minutes or so, and then none of the other nodes noticed. They'd all said none this epoch. So it was showing the block producer, the correct key, all of those things were the same, except one of the nodes was producing a block and the other ones weren't. Yeah, I do find it very strange. And the node that the block that you produced, Lamps, like the one of the three nodes that actually produced the block, that didn't get accepted. Is that correct? Like didn't get accepted to the chain?
Yes, that's correct, he said.
Okay. I wonder if it's actually clock related, now that I'm thinking of it. Because if one of your nodes had the wrong time, then it would be evaluating the VRF differently. But if they're all connecting to the current network, then you're going to see the current best tip, and you're going to try to make a block off of that best tip. But it could be making that block in a totally incorrect slot.
I don't think that can happen because the daemon will actually crash if it sees there's significant clock difference between the network's clock and your own. You wouldn't be able to sync to the chain, and it actually crashes if it detects this condition too. So clock drift would have a different behavior.
I am very skeptical that clock drift is enough to get the daemon to crash, because I know that my nodes drift and I have to monitor for it. But I think you're right that they won't operate correctly. It causes lots of problems. Generally, you shouldn't be able to sync. But yeah, your clock can be wrong and the daemon won't know. That's for sure.
Lamp sent another couple of comments there. He said, but all sync to the latest height. And he mentioned that two of the nodes are running different continents, if that helps.
Okay.
So if anyone else out there watching the recording later notices anything like this issue, could you please report it in the mainnet block producers channel and ping Lingus Chrome?
Yes, we will continue to monitor it. I think this is just my biggest worry with this bug is it's just hard enough. It's very hard to even notice that this is occurring. So hopefully we can figure out what happened in that specific scenario, because I don't know how frequently we're going to get reports of it. Even if it is happening frequently, I don't know how often people are going to see it.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Did anyone else have anything to discuss about the updates from Andrew? All right, well, thanks for that. Prithvi, do you have anything you'd like to talk about today?
I think some of the ongoing issues Andrew touched on. So if nobody has any questions, I think that's all for me.
All right, great, thank you. All right, well, we don't have anything else on the agenda today, so it might be a...
I was just going to ask, sorry, do you, was the Ledger Python script announced? You may want to announce that if it wasn't. The change works, but it may need to be announced.
Yeah, that's in our plans. Definitely. So actually, one thing that I would like to talk about is kind of the QA network. And I'd like to know if you guys are involved in that and what your experience has been thus far with it, if you have been involved.
We are running QA network and it's mostly smooth. We don't have any extra experience over mainnet at the moment because there's not much load there. So there's not unexpected stuff happening there.
Is everyone here, Lamps, Ivan, Jonathan, are you guys in the QA-Net channel? You should be, right? Is anyone
In the
who's
what?
not? The QA task force channel.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Is anyone not in there?
I think there's direct overlap between this group and that one. So I do see some of the same folks, and I just wanted to make sure that, if you guys are participating, I'd encourage you to participate. If you're not currently participating, we'd love to get your feedback. There are some test scenarios that we'd love to have you run as well, using the Snaps test transaction CLI tool. Really encourage you guys to kind of help us get more activity in that channel as well, because we'd love to have you guys as leaders of the community encourage other people who might not be as active.
Okay.
And generally we just love your feedback in terms of, even if things are going well, if you can just let us know, hey, things are going well, or I noticed something, it would help a lot.
Great, thanks, Prithvi. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to discuss today?
We find out the SNARK problem. It can be Docker related, because for some reason the flags just make some configs and write it to the config file on the root folder, then it keeps running over that config. So when you just push some flags and it doesn't work with that version, it keeps crashing and not booting well, not bootstrapping. After that process, we keep removing all the and keep starting from zero, and at some point it started working normally with the latest release, and after that SNARK start to work as previously. But for some reason that flags and something at the config just messing up the earlier releases for us. It might be a SNARK worker sequential flag. We were using since it's testnet because we know it's working, but it might be related to that. Well, it starts working normally after we remove that.
I've run
Okay.
sequential and random both, and I haven't had that experience with the sequential.
Yeah, it just happened with the latest release, and it shouldn't normally happen like how we experience, because when you change the flag, it shouldn't stay there. But for some reason, with Docker, when you run the flag once, and if you never remove the earlier data, you keep running with the older flag, even if you remove the flag. So it just creates conflict or something and mess up with the node. I think that's the problem, but we're still investigating exact reason for that.
Yeah, if you can end up tracking it down to a specific flag that doesn't like behave properly like the others, or a particular thing that maybe I can warn against in the docs so that people don't fall into the same issue, that would be great. But it's also good news to hear that you're finding, you know, some issue on your end that can be resolved.
Yeah, it was very hard to pinpoint, so we are still looking into it, but I'm hopeful we can find the exact flag causing that.
Yeah, thanks, Emery. That was very useful. All right, it looks like it's a bit quiet session today, but if you like, we can finish up or we can keep going here. I'll stay around till past either way, and we can chat. But before we do that, is there anything anyone would like to discuss? I see Jonathan has a comment there for Emre. Is your work selection sequential running with a run SNARK worker or with a coordinator?
We just run SNARK worker, no coordinator.
So Jonathan says, okay, I can confirm that the config works okay for me. I think it must be something else. All right, everyone, what we'll do then, if anyone watching the recording after has anything to comment, please post your comments in either DevNet or also the mainnet block producers channel in Discord. And thanks a lot for coming, everyone. Like I say, I'll stay around till about past if you want to have a chat. We'll stop the recording now. And thanks a lot. You guys have a great week.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Thank you. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers.